welcome to my channel. I am Alexia Nicole and I'm living my life by design. And for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. I know you come to YouTube either looking for information or some form of entertainment, and I'm here to give you a little bit of both. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and don't forget to ding the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. But let's go ahead and get right into it. How to become a real estate agent. So a little background about myself. I have been a licensed Texas real estate agent since July of 2016. So I just decided to put this video together to help guide you through the process of becoming a real estate agent in whatever state it is that you might be in. Now, every state does have their different laws and requirements, but they're all pretty similar. Okay, so that's enough about me, but let's just go into the basics of the basics. What is a real estate agent? What do you actually do as a real estate agent, right? So the definition of a real estate agent in my mind would be a person that is licensed to help sellers sell their properties, homes or commercial buildings or land, and buyers buy properties, commercial buildings, or land. That is what a real estate agent is by technical definition. But once you actually become one, you realize that you wear multiple hats in the world of real estate. How do you become a real estate agent? Like, what steps do you take? Where do I go? What do I do? Do I need to have a degree or not? The first thing you want to do is get online and use Google, right? Google whatever state you're in. If it's Ohio real estate agent, and I'm sure it'll pop up. Or I can just give y'all the link to investformore.com, and that will give you a breakdown of what every single state requires to become a real estate agent. But I'm gonna share with you all now my experience of how I became a real estate agent here in Texas. Texas is probably one of the most stringent states on your requirements. We have to have a total of 180 hours. Y'all, 180 hours. But first things first, I got my license through Champion School of Real Estate. I also believe that they license in Oklahoma and Florida as well. So if you're in those states, you can look them up online. They do in-classroom classes, they do online classes, they do correspondent classes, and then they also have this new thing where it's like online, but you're actually watching the class. So they have lots of different ways that you can go about taking your courses. It was 6 required courses that I had to take. So those required courses through Champion School of Real Estate, if you purchase them as one package, and it also comes with an exam prep, was a total of $980. So that is a very small investment to make to actually get started into real estate, to get your license. Now, if you pay for the classes separately, like you can pay them one by one. Now, of course, it comes out to, I think, a little bit over like $1,100 or something like that, but that's still not even a really big deal. So you sign up for your courses, you can take them online, in the classroom, buy the book, whatever way you're most comfortable with, okay? So the 6 required courses that you have to take in Texas are Law of Agency, Real Estate Finance, Real Estate Principles 1 and 2, Law of Contracts, and then you also take contract forms, how to actually fill out the forms. And then with that $980 bundle, that comes with the exam prep class that you pay for one time, and you can take it as many times as you want. And that's through Champion School of Real Estate. Love that school. They're ranked like #1 in Texas because they're amazing. But yeah, you can go to any school, anywhere online. You can go get a Groupon and do it. Before I actually went to Champion School of Real Estate, I purchased a Groupon for online classes, but I can't focus online, so I ended up wasting that. It was so cheap. It was like $300, but it was a waste of my $300 because I'm the type of person that I have to actually sit down in class and see a teacher talk and interact and things like that. Once you actually finish your required courses, your required hours, whatever it may be for your state, some states have like a requirement of 20 hours, and some states like Texas go up to 180 hours. So it really just depends on where you live. But once you do that, then you go and take your real estate exam. You have a state exam and then you have a national exam. Here in Texas, you take them both at once. And if you pass them both, then great. If you fail one, you go back and take it another time. I passed them both the first time. Yes, because your girl is smart. So that is how you actually become a licensed real estate agent. But just because you're licensed does not mean that you can sell real estate. You have to go on to the next major step of your real estate career, and that is finding a brokerage. How do you find a real estate brokerage? What is a real estate broker, and why do I even need one? I'm sure y'all have those questions because I had them too. Okay, now, so once you've completed your required courses, you've passed your exams, and you are now officially a licensed real estate agent, you now need to go find a real estate broker in most states. I'm not sure. I believe there's a couple, which is kind of crazy to me, but there's still a couple of states where you don't technically need a broker, but in majority of the states, especially here in Texas, you need a real estate broker. So what is the difference between a real estate broker and a real estate agent? Now, a real estate broker is a step above a real estate agent. Here in Texas, you have requirements that you have to meet. You have to be a salesperson or a real estate agent for 4.5 years, I believe, before you can actually apply to be a broker. Now, in layman's terms, you can say a broker is who holds your license and is responsible for everything that the real estate agent does. Now, if you are licensed as a broker, you can work by yourself or you can be responsible for other salespersons, aka real estate agents. Now, if you are just a real estate agent, you cannot work alone. You do have to have a broker who sponsors your real estate license. Now, just to throw in a quick fun fact, I know some of you probably hear the term realtor a lot, but not all real estate agents are actually realtors. You have to belong to the National Association of Realtors to actually be a certified realtor. Once a real estate agent joins NAR and becomes a realtor, that holds you to a higher form of code of ethics. You gotta be on top of your job, okay? Because if you're not, then people will come after you, report you to NAR, and then your license could be snatched away. Now, is it okay if your real estate agent is not a part of NAR? Sure, they may still do a great job, but they're just not necessarily held up to the code of ethics that a realtor may be. Also, a good thing about being part of NAR is you just get a lot more insight on what is going on in the world of real estate. Okay, so now that we've broken down what a brokerage is and what a salesperson is, how do you go about finding a brokerage? So I know many of you all have probably heard of the big franchise brokerages like Keller Williams, Remax, Coldwell Banker, Better Homes and Garden. That's all I can think of right now. So you have those big franchises with the big names that everybody knows of, and they have all these different franchise offices all around, you know, your city. Like here in Houston, I was a part of Keller Williams. There's so many Keller Williams offices here in Houston. Now, you can join one of those big franchises. They're known for their name, which is, you know, it's a good thing. You see a Keller Williams sign, and you're like, oh, that person is probably a really good agent. But then you also have your boutique style brokerages as well, which may just be a one-man or one-woman show. You know, and it might just be them. They're the broker on record. They just do everything by themselves, and that's great as well. I know a lot of people that are a one-man show. They did their 4 to 5 years of being a salesperson under whatever other brokerage. They went and got their broker's license, and now they just run their own ship. They are in charge of everything by themselves, which is a lot of responsibility. So yeah, so you have those small boutique brokerages that function that way. And then you have all these brokerages in between the big franchise brokerages and the small boutique brokerages that are just right here in the middle, that not necessarily as big as your Remax or the big franchise brokerages, but they're not as small as just the boutique brokerages where it's just 1 or 2 people. They may have a couple of people who they sponsor their license and they're still responsible for. Now, here are my 5 key deciding factors on which brokerage you should join. And this will always be a personal decision, what you feel works best for you. But as a traditional real estate agent, and I say traditional because I can go on a whole tangent now, but there's these new companies popping up that actually hire real estate agents and treat you as an employee instead of being an actual independent contractor. Now, if you go the traditional way, you will always be an independent contractor if you join a franchise broker or a boutique broker. But you have your companies like Redfin and Open Door and Nextdoor and all these door places that are trying to change the game of real estate, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But as a traditional real estate agent, you are commission based. There's no salary waiting for you. Ain't no bonus coming once a year, no bi-weekly, weekly paycheck, none of that. You have to grind for your commission, okay? The number one thing when you go and speak with these brokerages, you want to know about their commission split. You know, how much of my money are you going to be taking once I close a deal, right? So whatever that may be, and I mean, I've heard of all kind of things. I hear 50-50, 70-30, you know, 80-20. There's all kind of splits. Some places, most franchises are very solid. Everybody gets the same split, no matter how long you've been in the game, how many sales you do. And then you can go to some brokerages where they'll negotiate with you, just depending on what kind of business you're bringing in. So there's all of that to consider. So write that down when you go and interview these brokerages, because technically, you know, you are interviewing them to join their franchise, their independent brokerage. You're interviewing them, trying to see what they can do for you, because you have a lot of options out here. So yes, one, talk about your commission split. See how much of your money that they're going to be taking. Next big thing is you want to see what the culture is like at that brokerage. Now, like I said, I was with Keller Williams before. You can go to one Keller Williams and things be amazing, and culture there is just great. And you can go to a different Keller Williams and it might not be the same. I know from experience. And that can go for any brokerage. So you definitely want to go in and, you know, just kind of get a vibe, see what the culture is like, how things really are, because it'll make a difference. Third thing, like I've been saying, decide between a franchise or independent broker. Franchise is going to kind of give you that training that you definitely need. I mean, and if you go to an independent broker, you may or may not have that training aspect. They may just say, hey, I got your license, go out, do your thing. You know, if you need some help, let me know. But, you know, at a franchise, they're more than likely going to have consistent classes training you, maybe even put you in a training class to initially get started. At Keller Williams, you have a 6-week program, and I'm sorry if I keep plugging Keller Williams, but I can only talk from my experience. You know, once you sign up at their brokerage, you pay your dues, because yes, you are going to, even though you are interviewing them to be a part of them, you're going to have some type of dues to pay to them at most brokerages. So once you sign up, pay your dues, join the office, then you have the opportunity to do a 6-week training course on actually how to be a real estate agent. Because when you're taking your classes, your 6 required classes to get your license, you're not necessarily learning how to be a real estate agent. You're just doing the regular courses to get your license. And then you have to go out there in the wild and just learn from experience. So to me, those are the two big differences between, you know, going with a franchise or independent broker. But you just never know with independent brokers. They can offer you all kinds of stuff. It just depends on what you're looking for. Thing, learn the brokerage's reputation in their niche. You know, some brokerages may be well known for doing farm and land, or they could be well known for doing luxury real estate, or, you know, commercial, or all of the above. You know, just there's so many different things that a brokerage could focus on, or they could just have an umbrella of everything. Definitely want to learn their niche and find out their reputation. Then one of the last things would be make sure that they offer support. Like I was saying, training. Is there going to be somebody in the office that can mentor you when you get those phone calls from your clients and you have no idea what to say, honey? Like, what? who. Luckily for me, I had my parents, or have my parents, that have been in the real estate game for 10 plus years. So they are my mentors. But even still, at that office, I could have went to any and everybody to ask for help, and it was always a welcome, you know, oh, let me see what you got going on, you know, two heads are better than one type of environment. So those are 5 things that I say you should definitely do before you settle on a brokerage. That is actually going to be it for this video. So let's go over it. We talked about how to actually become a licensed real estate agent. Don't forget, you want to go to investformore.com to find out what the requirements are in your state. Then we went over what the differences is between actually being a real estate agent and a broker. And then last but not least, how to decide on which brokerage is best for you. So best of luck out there on your journey to becoming a real estate agent. Please comment down below if you have any other questions. I plan on adding this as a brand new segment to my channel. I always enjoy sharing whatever knowledge that I have. I don't know everything, but what I do know, I always like to share, okay? So make sure you go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with anyone that may be interested in becoming a real estate agent, and I'll see y'all in the next one.